Welcome to modeling. That just how you. I think we got everything. Find out. Thanks everyone. Audio. Test 1, 2. Check, 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 check. There we go. Should be better now. I had my noise compression turned up a little bit too high. Is it? Let me know if it's better now. I think I've got that one issue fixed. I've got some filters set up in OBS to help out my sound. So I think that was just causing some problems. So I'm going to say hello. Let's see who's in the chat. And then after we see who's in the chat, I do have some people in the basement that have some projects to show us. So we have Opa, Mr. Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider, joining us. Bang Got You Junction Carl is here as well. Brian Walter, welcome, welcome. Roy, Mr. Container Man 68. Tim from CP368 Productions. Daniel Banks, welcome, welcome. Tim from Island Scenics, glad you can stop by, Tim. One day, Tim, I'm going to get you up here to model with us. Kieran from J94. We have John Arthur as well. John, 2618, I've been calling him Mr. Blue Comet lately. Crazy Joe, 67, how's everything going, Joe? Graham from Leamington Station is here as well, and it looks like he has an interesting project for us to watch him work on tonight. Lauren Hurwitz, my dad's here. So what's funny is right before this stream, I actually got a video from my sister of some Z-scale trains going around their one of their tables. So I actually have a little surprise in a second. Martin, how you doing, Martin? Greg from Midsummer Railway N Scale. We have William from New Fenris. Pete Clark is here. Roy Eltham joining us as well. John from Schuylkill River Valley. John, if you want to come up and watch chat, I got a spot for you up here as well. Steve Childers, welcome, welcome. Steve was checking in quite early today. Mike from Wicked Insanity joining us. And I just saw Almar sneak in as well. SP and 53 Daylight and Overnight sneaking in. Oh, Jerry Satz coming in as well. I hope everyone's doing really well. I do have some people that are going to join us tonight. Let's just bring them all up, say hello, and hopefully they can hear me and they'll be able to tell us what they're working on tonight. We have Marty, we have Steve, and we have Graham.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, Heath. Hello, everyone.
Graham, good
Hello.
to see you. So Lee's not here tonight, so we needed somebody that none of us could understand. So Graham, you are you're filling in on that. Roy is saying thanks. I always get his name right. Now I'm curious, what do people call you? I see. So what's great is Steve's got his Blame Heath shirt on. Marty's got his Humanity Junction shirt on. I think, Graham, I think you're...
Oh, sorry, I'm the odd one out there.
He's out of uniform.
He is. So, Marty, you're in my top right, so why don't we start with you? What are you working on these days?
Well, I've been working on a passenger station for my N-scale layout. I've got that pretty much complete, and I'm planning on working on the station platforms. I've got all the pieces painted. I've built one, and I'm going to assemble it and get it weathered so I can finish up the station scene.
I am very familiar with those Walther's Butterfly stations, and all I can say is be careful of the uprights. I have broken so many of those darn uprights that it's just frustrating.
Yeah, I'll definitely got to be careful with them.
Good luck with that. We'll keep an eye on you.
Thank
Steve,
you.
What do you got going on tonight?
I have my.
I think Steve's on delay
Revell
tonight.
Huh. I just lost my picture, I think.
Oh, we got you. We still see you.
Yeah, but that's frozen. But anyway, that's a delay. It's a heck of a delay. Hang on. I know why. All right, because I was looking at YouTube. I got my circa 1965 Revell two-cell engine shed that I am going to start some refurbishing on. I've already put lights in it, but I got to clean it up and I got to put new glass in. I've got a CMR welding light kit I'm going to put in it tonight, and so all kinds of stuff to work on.
Awesome. Graham says he's got a little something for us tonight.
Well, tonight I'm going to be doing my control panel. I've got it all drilled out, ready. I've got my little box of switches. So yeah, I'm going to be building this, putting it all together and wiring it all up tonight.
Did you custom make the switch panel and had somebody laser cut it out for you?
No,
or where'd you get that?
I bought this off eBay.
Oh.
It was already laser cut like this. I've obviously just drilled the holes in it.
I get it. So it came as a solid flat, and then you put the holes
and just
in.
glued it all together.
Awesome. And this is for DCC or DC?
It will be DCC. I have NCE switch decoders on all my tortoise point motors at the minute, but I don't have a DCC controller. I've just got the original Hornby thing that comes with a train pack sort of thing at the minute. So the layout's going to be DC, but the points are going to be DCC with decoders, so then I can just switch between the points and use the decoders to switch it rather than putting extra wire in.
Awesome. Gotcha. Well, we'll keep an eye on you. We'll see how things are going. That's Tanner Man says, "Human, I can understand Graham better than Glue King." Do you know who the Glue King is, Graham?
No.
Lee from Anfield Layout in the Loft.
Oh yeah, I know Lee. I didn't know that was his nickname here.
Yeah, they used to call him the Hammer, but apparently he's been using so much glue lately that now he's become the Glue King.
Fair play.
So that's that. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
No worries.
Let's our latecomer. Okay, he's not really late, but John Arthur.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
We can. Are you
Awesome.
gonna paint every tie one at a time tonight?
No. I am touching up where I put some rust on the rails and dribbled it onto some ties. So I'm touching that up, and then I don't know if you probably can't see it, but I'm also going through and highlighting random ties with gray. So it's mostly just brown touch-ups. It's mostly already painted. This is just all touch-up. Figured I'd chat with you guys while I'm doing something like this.
No, absolutely. Good to have you. Yeah, I actually love those details when the ties, some are different colors, some are a little lighter, some are a little darker. It really does make a big difference. So.
Well, especially, I don't know if you guys can see behind me, but in this part of my layout, the yard is basically the same width as the shelf. So the track is the model here. So I didn't do this anywhere else, but I don't have anything to take your eye off the track here. So.
Well, theoretically, you might have some rolling stock on there at some point.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah.
but I get what you're saying. Almar says he likes your yard.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm gonna make myself big. I'm gonna show you a couple of the little things that I finished up from last week, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna work on. Let's go to this side camera right here. Oh, and that's not working because I didn't turn it on. That works better if you actually turn on the camera. So if people remember, last time I was fighting with some Z-scale locomotives. I am happy to say we've got the Z-scale running in a loop. So I'm very happy. I actually have a 4800 and a 4935. They're both Merklin, both GG1. So I'm really excited that I got that running and that everything is good. Yeah, no issues with things not plugged in. If you can see back here, right there is the trolley as well. And if you remember, last week I worked on the Motorman setup. So I've now got the Motorman controller right here. And that's the Iowa Scale Engineering Motorman controller. And when I hit run, that trolley's going to take off. So now I've got my trolley going back and forth, which I'm very excited about. And I made up, they're a little hard to see, but I made up these little angled pieces of aluminum, and I've glued the sensor to that aluminum. So now, the sensor's in just the perfect spot on both sides. And now I've got Z-scale and N-scale running around. So I'm actually going to take apart this Z-scale. And if people remember, I've got this module that I worked on previously on here that Digger noticed I was making a mistake and never helped me out, but I won't hold that against him. So I'm gonna add a second coat of plaster to this today once I get rid of my Z-scale crane. Let's go back here. Let's make everyone big so people can take a look at what people have going on. So Gus, if you're asking if the trolley is CP, the answer is no. Or not CP, Chesapeake. The answer is no, it's not Chesapeake. It's I don't know if you can see that. It's a Peter DeWitt, Brooklyn and Queens. Is what it is. So that's what I got. That's what I got going on there.
Heath, was Z-scale or N-scale not small enough for you?
It wasn't small enough. I was gonna go for T-scale, but I decided I'd kind of stop part of the way there and give Z-scale a try. We actually had Z-scale.
Better than mine.
Well, if you saw me trying to repair the locomotive, you'll know that that might not so much be the case. I hear somebody, my dog's whining in the background. Get back. Talk amongst yourselves.
I've got a problem with my overhead camera for some reason. Soon fixable.
Sorry about that. When the dog hears me talking, she always assumes that I'm talking to her, and she's over in the other room having a conversation with me, and So, Mr. Tray Freak, looks like you got a yard going on there as well. Looks like you also have a double crossover right there in the middle. What are you working on, Jason?
I've got to get track over to the Shack of Sit.
I'm sorry, say that again. You got to get track over to the Whoozy. What's it?
Yeah, just don't say it
Shack.
too fast.
Shack, S-H-A-C-K, of Sit, S-I-T.
Shack of Sit. I have no idea what that means.
That's one of my buildings.
Say it 3 times fast.
No, because I'll end up saying something that's not PG.
I thought I couldn't understand you because of the accent. Apparently, I just can't understand you because you're talking about.
I'd be surprised if anybody can understand me.
Sack.
I've been told I've been misunderstood for years.
Misunderstood?
Yeah.
I'm not sure who's Norman is talking about, but he said, sounds like you're holding your tongue. And Tim from Island Scenics is basically saying what I thought you were saying. And Norm, welcome.
No. You got to move the H from the last word to the first word.
Yeah, no. We get it now. It just it was just confusing. And Norm, we did have the dog out for a little while, which could be why she's whining about her feet bothering her. But who knows? He's always whining about something. That dog.
What kind of dog is it? Heath?
It is a pit mix. She's mostly pit bull, but she's got some other stuff in her as well.
Fine, mate.
SP in 53 says it's a language barrier, Southern to American standard, and I would agree with that. So this just popped up. This is one of my announcements that I want to make tonight. Walthers has just announced their National Model Railroad Build-Off. If people remember, last year they did it as well. And they just opened it up today, so if you think you're going to enter, you may want to buy your kits now. But they're HO kits, $50 for youth, $100 for adult, and $200 for team. And that's the link up there, but check it out. DJ's Trains, if there is anybody here that's not subscribed to him, but he did a video on it earlier today. And definitely go... I would definitely go check that out. Bangachu Junction says Jason is easy to understand after Lee. Lee's not even here tonight. I don't know if we're allowed to. I don't know if we're allowed to give Lee a hard time when he's not even here.
Yeah, we are.
So jumping, I just got an email back from Walther saying that they've fixed that issue. Yes, when I ordered my kit, it said it was on back order. So yes, and Jerry is saying they are letting N scale in. They have a category that they're calling open, and what the open category is basically you can do whatever, N scale, HO scale, O scale, whatever. They're not providing any kits. They're just
It's like no entry fee.
Yeah, yes. And what they told me too is one of the reasons they're doing it is that they want to see how much interest there is on. Sorry, I'm losing train of thought sometimes. They want to see how much interest there is for N scale, and depending on how much interest there is for N scale, and then possibly other scales as well, they'll add other ones in. I guess they sort of think that there's not going to be a lot of interest in some of the other scales, so they're doing it with HO again. But anyway.
Now, I think Steve, 87th PSAP, did it last year.
I remember Wilmer bought the kit, but then didn't eventually do... Oh, why is there's a little ball bearing now on my desk? I can only imagine what piece of Z-scale did this little ball bearing come from?
Have fun with that.
That's gonna be fun to find. Boy. Well, I guess I don't even know what to say about that.
Just say something.
Just say oops.
Steve 87 piece. Oh, Steve did do it, as did Wilmer, according to Jerry. So, I think it's a great idea. I mean, it gives promotion to Walther sets, and we get a bit of the discount too. And I think it's kind of fun to see people take the same exact models and go from there. Bangachi Junction says, "Oops, here we go, Heath." Not sure what it's referring to, but Tim, do I have to buy something to enter, or could I use some of the builds I already have? In the open category, you can use some of the builds that you have. For the set categories, they have some rules. Let me try and bring it up. Authors.
On the sets, you have an option of 3 choices. And you have to use the materials that they supply. On the open, you can use whatever materials you want.
So I can only find one of the. Here. Well, let's screen share this.
Fascias and backdrops are not required, but it can go against you if it doesn't make the edge of your layout look horrible. They're not judging the bench work, and you don't even have to have a functional train on it. It doesn't even have to have tracks on it at all.
They do supply track though. They do. I believe it was 36 inches of flex track with the adult individual kit.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, here's the website. I guess I need to add it first. There we go. There's the website.
Yeah, you might want to do that.
Yeah, you know, I think everyone's looking at it.
It doesn't work out.
Yeah. So here's the different groups. There's an HO class youth, 14 and under, HO class adult, which is 15 and older, and then adult team, which is 15 and older. And then open to all ages is the open class. Interesting. So they are calling in the open class, they are saying N, HO, and O. So if you're a Z scaler, or a G scaler, or an S scaler, I guess you're just out of luck.
Yeah.
They do have different price kits except for the open. And I'm curious about these scene dimensions. I'm curious how strict they are with those. Because I don't have the space to do a 2x4 layout. You know, I can do a 1x3, but there's no way I can do a 2x.
Well, if you think about it, you know, HO is roughly half of O, and N is roughly half of HO. So if they're making HO do a 2x4, then for N scale, they should only make y'all do like a 1x2.
No, you're not looking at the screen, are you, Jason?
No, I'm just saying this is what they should do. This ain't what they're doing. This is what they should do.
Yeah. The way they're doing it is youth is a 2x2, adult is a 4x2, and adult group is a 6x2, which doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, and I'm talking about the open, where it doesn't matter what scale you're doing, it's a 2x4. So
I see what you're saying. Yeah, if you're doing O scale.
If you're doing O scale in a 2x4, you don't have to do as much.
Oh, interesting.
Where if you're doing N scale in a 2x4, you're literally having to do 4 times the amount of stuff as the O scaler.
Oh, so here, if you look at the point system, it's kind of interesting because scale interpretation is 15 points for the open. And they're taking away from the creativity side. So it's more important for scale interpretation than it is for creativity in the open class. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, and I did think Tim is saying 4x2 O scale. That's my next live stream project. Part of why I'm mentioning it during this stream is that I thought it might be interesting for maybe some people to start working on that, as a part of Modeling Monday, because I think it'd be interesting to see the different things that people come up with. But yeah, backgrounds, fascia base, entry format is photos. They say 2 or 3 to document it, but more is better. There is something too about like no professional. So what they said to me is, yeah, Pete, I see that Lee's in the chat. I just meant that he's not up here talking so that we don't understand his accent. I don't remember what I was talking about. It wasn't important. Oh, I was thinking that what I was saying, what I meant to be saying, is that I thought it'd be interesting if we, if some people got them here, they could they can model them on Monday nights, and we could sort of see the progress as well, which I thought would be kind of fun.
That's a really good idea, that, Heath.
Daniel Banks says, I never follow the rules, so it's an instant 5 off. SP3, can someone translate scale interpretation into English? No idea. No idea at all.
Not a clue.
Nope.
Yeah, so no professionals, meaning like if you, and I asked this too, because I was like, so if I have a YouTube channel and I make money because somebody watches me build a kit, like, am I considered a professional? And they said, no, it's, if you build model railroads for other people, you're a professional. That's what they mean. Yeah, June 1st deadline is very generous. That is true. So you can buy your kit starting today. Hopefully, I guess we'll have them by March 1st.
All right.
Jumping someone else's trains. What kit did I get? I don't remember. It wasn't the coal one, and it wasn't the grain one. I don't know if that answers that question or not.
Yours was the industrial.
Sure.
I generally think this is probably the only time I'm ever going to use a ratchet on my model railway.
That's hilarious. You'd be surprised. I don't know. I mean, putting legs on something.
I would just use a drill and screw.
Why are you? Oh, ratchets to put in the buttons.
Yeah,
Is that what you're doing? Yeah.
To do these little...
Yeah, Container Man. So like Peter Lloyd Lee, who designs layouts and stuff, wouldn't be able to. So you got the passenger one. Yeah, I guess it is the passenger set. I just figured that'd be the most useful for me. Mr. Brian Page, how's it going? Brian has just started posting videos. For anyone who was wondering when he was going to start posting. Yeah, does anyone know why those states are exempt? I have some theories, but I'm guessing there's some rules about how contests are run. Kind of like how on YouTube you can't pay to enter. You can't have a raffle on YouTube because you can't pay to enter a contest. Oh, you know what, Tim? My understanding is that it is for Americans. They did have something about. Let me see if I can find it. I thought I saw something in the rules somewhere about that you had to be in the U.S. But that's definitely something to check.
And not just that, but there's 3 states that are not eligible too.
Yeah, that's what Jumping Someone Else's Trains posted that as well. Norman says those states are no fun.
One of those
Yeah,
is
Roy,
Colorado.
I think they do probably have paid entry issues with paid entry for contests. And Roy Eltham is confirming you do have to be a U.S. resident. So
That
How
don't
about that?
surprise me.
hello,
So I'm guessing
Southwest
they-
Mother.
So I'm guessing they call a pay to entry contest is where you've got to buy the kit from Wolfers then.
Yes. Yep. That is probably the issue, which is why those states can enter the open categories because you don't have to pay to enter.
Yeah.
So,
Did you
Island
guys say
Scenics Tim.
what kits it was yet? I didn't hear anybody say that.
If you give me 1 second, actually, I'll see if I can go find what the kits are. But my understanding
I
is
can look it
basically
up. I
was,
just was wondering if you knew.
it was a grain for the adult individual. It was a grain scene, an industrial scene, and a coal scene.
Nice.
Tim from Island Scenic says we've crushed his hopes and dreams, and then he's asking if he could
Sorry.
send the photos to a USA address.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Norman is saying in a public forum that yes, he will commit fraud with a Brit.
Does it? I don't think. I don't think Norman will be putting it through as Tim's though.
No, Container Man, it's only Colorado something and something. New York and Arkansas are eligible.
Colorado, Maryland, and I think the other one's Nebraska.
There you go.
Don't quote me on the last one. I know it was a state that started with the N.
It wasn't New York. I know that much. Norman Rowe says he be gangster.
Gangster.
I'm just realizing it may take me 2 hours just to paint, just to put the painter's tape on.
What are you working on, Heath? I was late. You were making fun of me when I dropped in.
I may not have said it when you before you got here. I'm not sure, but so I've got this is one of those not Walters, Woodland Scenic and Kato T-Track kits, and I put a first coat of plaster on, and I've been meaning to put a second coat on, and I thought that this would be a good opportunity to pop a second coat on here.
I was wondering when you're going to start working on that module again.
Maryland, North Dakota, and Colorado, it looks like.
Okay, I told you it was something that started with the N.
North Dakota, not Nebraska.
Yep.
I mean, we don't expect a lot from you, Jason, so it's all good.
Yep. Well, and I did say don't quote me on the last one.
Fair point.
He certainly did.
Daniel, that would actually be really interesting. I'm curious if you did a whole module of Craftsman kits. You know, the quality would likely be a lot better than. Well, I don't know. That'd be interesting. Is can you get the same results on a Walters kit that you can on a Craftsman kit? I think a lot of people would probably say no, but I don't know.
Depends on if you're adding stuff and how much you distress the plastic. I don't know. Did you guys watch Jason Jensen's channel?
I don't think I
Jason
do.
Jensen. Yeah, he does.
Oh, Jason Jensen. Yes. Sorry, Jason Jensen. Yeah.
He has a video where he did the one of the grain mills by Walters, and he distressed the heck out of the plastic. And it was a lot of work, but it looked phenomenal when he was done, compared to your run-of-the-mill like plastic kit. But I think it was more work than just building a Craftsman kit would have been.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Jason's just amazing.
Oh yeah, I've learned so much.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, $1,000 first prize. It's like, can Jason Jensen enter?
No, that's
makes
$1,000 for the youth. It's $1,500 first prize for the adults.
Oh.
Jason makes his own kits. He may qualify as a professional.
Yeah.
I mean-
I could see him being classified as a pro.
Okay. Well, here's another example. Ralph Renzetti. I mean, I get that it's not locomotive weathering. I don't really know what his skills are on kits, but if Ralph Renzetti took some Walters kits, put them together, and then painted them, it's going to be hard for anybody to beat that.
Yeah, I mean, weathering is weathering. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see who's going to enter. For me, I just thought it was a good excuse to get some kits at a good price too. But according to Norman, Jason never sleeps, and Jason is a pro.
He's always talking in his videos. It's like, well, I stayed up all night on this one. It's like, wow, I can't do that.
It is 11:30 at night here, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, that's why Tim from Island Scenics keeps saying that it's too late for him to model. Jason doesn't make kits, but he does lend services to kit makers and does do some design collaborations. So I'm guessing he would be a pro. Based on
Yeah, I
the
think-
email they sent me, I don't know. I don't
He
know.
has-
The way they described it, it could go either way to me, you know.
He has some of his own, like laser cut brick wall sections and stuff like that. I've been looking at them because they're really nice, and I've got a whole lot of industrial stuff to go along the back of this section here. I think those are his, but I know he works with Carolina Craftsman kits too.
Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know. So I do have some other announcements, just, you know, because why not? Reminder for people in the Northeast, I'm scheduling a Northlands meet and greet on March 13th, probably around noon to 2, so hopefully people can show up for that. I already talked about the Motorman, talked about the Z-Scale. I just put out a video on how my channel got its name. So if anybody's ever been curious and hasn't seen it, I've just redid it so that the sound and everything is so much better. Coming out on Wednesday, the Red Caboose is a hobby shop here in New York City, and I went down and did a tour of it. So on Wednesday, I'm gonna show that off. And if you notice, the Walters oil pump is no longer anywhere on my desk.
Oh, has it been finished?
I kept breaking it. Every time I moved, I seemed to break something. So I packed it up. I put it away. I just need to get away from it for a little bit. So, yeah. So Royale, the rules say if you make money from building/modeling, then you're a pro. So now I'm going to argue that if I have somebody that gives me money on Patreon for my YouTube channel, where on my YouTube channel I am modeling, then technically, according to the
You're getting paid
tax
for money.
man, I make money modeling. So, I don't know. I mean, nobody has to worry about me building anything or winning any contests for anything building. Hey Graham, you want to talk about your control panel again a little bit? You're getting a question about it.
All right, Heath.
You're
So
not Graham.
based on that statement, and of course I was vacuuming, so I only heard you half. You said something about, according to the tax man, if you have a YouTube channel, you're making money off of it, you put kits together, you're a pro.
Well,
Are
you have to pay taxes on it as if it's income, and if you're making money off of something and getting income, that's what the definition of a pro is.
Okay. Are you making those kits for somebody else or yourself?
What if I give the kit away?
If you give it away, you didn't make money.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, it's indirect versus direct. I don't know the answer. Anyway, Graham, tell us about. I don't want to argue about. Graham, tell us about your panel. Some people were asking.
Basically, I've got a 3-way point in here, so that's what these buttons are for. When I push these, it'll put this track straight because there's a point here and a point here, and then a 3-way point points in this direction. So as I press this one, it will switch this point to being straight down this road. If I press this one, it will bring it across, and if I press this one, it will put this 3-way point in its strengthener, and I'll do all that on the wiring on the underneath. The NCE switch at 2-point decoders. I haven't got one at hand right now.
I think Jason, you use the NCE switchets also, right? The switch 8s, whatever they are.
I don't use the Switch 8s. It's the
Yes,
Switch
I
Mark
use-
II.
I
Oh,
use the
Switch-
Switch 8s. I use the Switch 8 MK2s, but you can use a button board to go with those.
That's
And
exactly what I'm creating.
yeah, same thing.
So basically, on the bottom of the NCE switch at decoders, you've got little points where you can put wires in. You can run those to a control board, so then you can just run them on DC to start off with, and then you can input them into your DCC bus afterwards once you've got all the rest of that imported, and then they'll work on your DCC controller and also through your switch panel.
John at Mystic Southern, did that answer your question? Nick's Crossing says, been there, done that with the control panel. And if I'm not mistaken, Nick, didn't you have a little electrical issue and had a little something shorted out or something during your building? Uh-oh. Jason's got a hammer out, everyone.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
This isn't gonna go well.
Jason, what are you doing? Did you get mad at it?
No, I was tacking a couple of turnouts down.
I don't know if turnouts and hammers mix, man.
I know, right? I gotta have fun with it somehow.
There you go.
So Graham, John from Mystic Southern Railway said that your explanation was a valiant effort, but he's real dumb, so... Oh, so this is interesting from Tim, and I'm assuming this is a UK thing.
Hey, I'll be right
But
back.
you need to be making more than 70% of your income on what you do to be considered a pro. I don't know if that's true in the US. I honestly don't know. And I was right. Nick got shocked with a Lionel power supply, 18 to 20 volts at 7 amps.
Ooh, ouch.
So if anyone wants to know how to do something, don't watch Nick. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, that would have hurt. My other hobby is amateur radio, so electronics is something I know quite a lot about.
Like ham radios.
Yes, exactly, ham radios.
I had a ham
I'm a full
radio
license-
license
I'm
for a
full-
little bit.
Yeah, I'm a full license holder here in the UK.
Oh, nice. Are you like big antenna in the backyard kind of ham radio guy?
I was up until recently. I now live in a flat, so I can't do that. But I have had I've had an 80-foot mast in the back garden previously with if anybody knows anything about this, a 40-meter antenna, which is roughly about 20 meters in length.
Norman Rowe says ham radio is the new social media.
Ham radio is awesome.
Yeah, I did a 3-month motorcycle trip, and I ran a portable ham radio with I think it's called GMRS. It takes the GPS signal from a GPS and sends it out, and people can track you off of it. This was obviously before cell phones, so yeah. Tim says he can't enter any photography competitions if it says no pros. Brian Page says ham radio was the first social media, and I would say that's probably pretty.
I would personally say that CB was the first social media.
That's actually interesting. Containerman 68, if you're still here, are CBs still used a lot in the business? Because that's where I only had a CB, was in the car.
They were over here in the UK. Escort trucks still use them over here in the UK.
My Life's Tracks is saying I'm a licensed radio operator, can't remember my call letters, it's been so long. Mine expired, and I didn't re-up it.
Do you have to retake the test over there? I can't remember.
I don't believe you. I know it's good for 10 years. I don't know if you have to retake the test or not. But so, when I first went to take the test, you had to know Morse code.
Yeah, there was like the REE when it first started over here.
I just didn't do that. I just didn't take the test then. I waited until you didn't need to know Morse code, which I think that it was a technician's license, I think they called it.
Yeah.
So that's when I got mine. So it was a very easy test.
Same over here in the UK. You've got the foundation, the immediate, and the full license.
Yeah.
It gives you different power levels and different restrictions on different frequencies and stuff.
So Containerman says a lot of businesses use CBs to check in, and that he does have one in his truck.
Like I said, over here in the UK, they're mainly used on escort vehicles for transporting large loads on what would you call highways and stuff.
CBs are, or ham radios are?
CBs.
CBs, yeah.
Ham radios are illegal to be used in that way in this country.
My ham radio that I had, couldn't be used as shortwave, couldn't be used as a CB, but there was, I don't remember if it was a transistor or what that was on the board, but if you just held a soldering iron to it and took that transistor off, you then had a, I think it was FRS radios, that's what it was. It was the, you can make it a walkie-talkie
Yeah.
type thing. Pete, I have no idea if I'm going to paint anything. We'll see how long it... It's only 6:45. We've got till 8 o'clock. Containerman says, colorful language is now a norm out there. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Imagine.
On the CB radio, it's colourful language is a big thing. They just don't care.
I guess, too, I mean, it's, it's hard to know who it is, so, who cares?
Oh, that you can find out.
I'm sure.
Triangulation of signal and all that.
Yeah, but, how many cops have the tools to do that?
Or time.
You'll be surprised. You don't really need a police officer to be able to do that. Most of like the
but I mean,
airwaves
you're not gonna go arrest or find somebody.
No. That operator would get a visit from what we would call Ofcom, and then they would have all their equipment taken off them because you'd get it reported. Airwaves are constantly monitored all over the world.
Well, I know that's done a lot with ham radios with people with big antennas in the backyard. Their neighbors would call, and then, here it's the FCC, but yeah, the FCC would, come and test that you weren't outputting
Too much power.
too much or whatever. So I got water, I got pot. You can't see it because I'm putting it underneath. I am gonna try using. I've got this little. It's like a little basting brush, but the last time I did this, I got a bunch of brush marks, and I thought maybe if I used this rubber thing, and then I also have some some regular sponges and stuff, that it'll hopefully I can get rid of a bunch of those lines. So Marty, how's the butterfly thing going?
Well, they're together and just waiting for the glue just to set up so I can start weathering the roof of them or the tops of them.
You gonna paint them at all, or just some basic weathering on top?
I'm going to use chalks. I've got Monroe models, that weathering powders.
Yep.
Going to use that to just lightly weather them. So yeah, just waiting for the glue to dry and up a little more, and then I can put some weathering powders on it, and try not to break them because they are really fragile. Going to use chalky white and a little bit of the light rust. See how that goes.
Yeah, I have a similar Monroe set, and I when I tried some weathering, I put too much on it once, and that stuff really goes on if you're not paying attention.
Yeah. I used their where they take the rust and dissolve it in isopropyl alcohol on all these rails. It really looks pretty good. It's a good rust look from them.
That's a good tip.
I got a video tomorrow where I ramble about that for about 20 minutes.
Oh, there you go. 20 minutes to tell us to put some weathering powders in isopropyl alcohol.
I got a
Hey
little more
Marty, do
done
you
than
see
that,
Container Man's comment?
Me?
Yeah, can you see Container Man's comment on the screen?
No, I'm sitting at my workbench. Just the camera's angled down a little bit. I'm on my phone too, so it's not the greatest.
Yeah, Daniel, I've heard some people say that they can just use the artist's stuff. Then I've heard other people say that it doesn't give the best results. It definitely seems to be one of those things that if you ask 5 people, you get 10 different answers.
Do apologise about the big bangs there.
Yeah, I was wondering who that was. I assumed it was Steve Childers because he's always making a lot of noise, but then I saw he's actually muted.
It was Jason's the one with the hammer out.
My pliers just didn't want to stay on that nut then.
Yeah, Jason's got all kinds of tools back there. He's got a drill, he's got a hammer.
Did you hear me again, Keith?
Sorry, Steve, you broke up. What did you say?
Did you mute me again?
I may have. What are you working on over there?
CMR Products welding kit. My wife says she wants a mute button.
I think my girlfriend would say the same thing, to be honest.
I think my girlfriend would say the same thing too. Did you want a mute button for me? Yeah, she said yes, please. Norman says StreamYard is very nice. What's everyone using? I'm not sure what you're asking, Norman. But yeah, we're all on StreamYard. Steve, Pete Clark says you've been talking for an hour on mute. We haven't heard you.
I need to get that icon that I made out.
So Norman's asking a tech question. He's asking what cameras we're using. Who wants to share what cameras they got going?
An iPhone.
Originally,
I've got
Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus.
Samsung Note 9.
cheapo Logitech.
Yeah, and I got this overhead's a Sony something or other. My side camera's a GoPro, and my face camera's a Canon 5D Mark II. So we got a couple
Y'all are-
smartphones, a webcam, some
Y'all are
other
more
different
organized
things.
than I am.
all of my cameras are off Amazon. This one that you're seeing right now is a 2K webcam from Amazon, and the one that you saw me on earlier was a HD webcam from Amazon. And I
Yeah.
also have an app on my phone called Epoch, which I can link to OBS and use my phone as like a mobile camera.
Yeah, Epoch Cam's pretty good.
The only problem is I had it when I was using it on this when I first started for this camera, my overhead camera, but when we went live on the stream, it just froze. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I noticed you checked in and then disappeared for a little bit and then came back.
Yeah, and then I came back and it was working again. And then when I went to switch cameras to go start working on what I was doing, it just froze up again. So I had to change camera. The camera I'm using at the minute is the one I normally use to look over my layout.
So Wimble Train is asking me which GoPro. This side camera here is this camera is a GoPro Hero 5. The camera that I used to shoot the train store walkthrough that's coming out on Wednesday was a Hero 9. So Brian Page says he weathers his stuff by just leaving it in the attic. I think it was My Life's Track says he's just leaving his stuff outside.
Well, this one was 45 years in the attic.
GFW Trains. GFW Trains called it indoor weathering at one point. Just when it just piles up with dust.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know if people heard. I just saw a message. Scale Trains bought MTH's molds for HO and S scale.
Yeah, I saw that in the show at the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm curious if they're going to use their own couplers that are junk, or if they're going to go to the MTH HO couplers on their locomotive.
That's an interesting question.
I don't know if y'all seen the couplers on the HO MTH locomotives. Let's see if I can find one. I'll show it to you real quick.
Anthony Dodge is saying he doesn't weather anything, and to be honest with you, Anthony, with the cost of trains, I don't like the idea of weathering either.
Make my camera big real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So these are the couplers on their HO stuff. Ooh, that's blurry.
There you go.
They're electric, so you can hit a button or a function button, and it'll actually cause the coupler to disengage and uncouple.
Yeah, they got that from N scale.
Pretty awesome.
I mean, they got that from O scale. O scale does that now too.
Well, MTH started in O scale.
Well, they still do O scale,
Right.
and I added way too much water to this.
But they've MTH only got into HO probably less than 10 years ago.
Wow, that's still longer than some companies. Longer than some companies have been around.
Yeah. And see, like, I know HO steam locomotives would have like a smoke unit in it. MTH was also the first company that put smoke units in their diesels.
Oh, interesting.
And that was like Broadway Limited's, big competitor.
Right.
Hello.
Hello, Z.
Hi, is it?
Sorry I'm late.
What are you working on tonight? Are you working on N scale horses? Are you painting N scale horses?
Well, I'm working on a couple of things. I did find my herd, so I have a few. But, I just put them up there. Huh. I have more room than I thought I did. Let me organize.
I see you've got a little unicorn.
Yes. I got all kinds of little stuff, but I don't know what people can see.
I was
when I
going
look-
to ask you, Z, I was going to ask you last week if you planned on painting the paint.
Oh, yeah. That's what the herd's going to be.
All paints?
Well, a lot of them. I think I'm going to have probably a herd of paints and then a herd of multicolor, because that's going to be like the whole layout practically.
So Brian Page, the rumor that I keep hearing, but I haven't confirmed it anywhere, so I don't know if it's true.
Hi, Carl.
But some people think that LGB is going to buy MTH's G scale. I'm sorry, that LGB is going to buy MTH's G scale. I don't see it happening, but
I wonder if Lionel's going to buy their O scale.
Whoops, sorry.
I don't see any advantage to them doing that.
Oh no, it's right here. Duh.
Well, O-scale, you got three major companies, and there's some other companies out there, but you got your three majors. You got Lionel, MTH, and Atlas for O. But Atlas is typically 2-rail, Lionel's typically 3-rail, and MTH did both. But they were more 3-rail than 2-rail.
Okay, so I got my welding kit wired up on the bench,
Oh, cool.
and compared to the $30 to $50 boards that you pay, I think this was $5. Now I just got to wire it into the engine.
I just realized I was talking and I was on mute. S-Scale, MTH's S-Scale stuff was bought by Scale Trains, is my understanding. Well,
Yeah.
Robert, what are you weathering tonight? Or are you painting?
Actually, I just finished weathering this. If you can see it, I think I'll bring my camera a little closer. Is it upside down? How about if I do that?
It is.
Does that look better?
Either way.
So it's a Jeep 9. I think I made a video when I bought it, but I just finished painting it, decaling it, weathering it. I have one more thing left to do. I've got to put these cab deflectors on, and then I'll be done with the shell. Then I've got a decoder on order. I've got to put a decoder in it. So.
What decoders do you usually use?
TCS normally. I've had good luck with them. I like
you
the
use
sound.
the iPhone speakers, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I have used iPhone speakers in the past, but I've started going with the 16 by 35, I think they are, speakers.
They're the just the little cube speakers.
Well, they're
No,
like
they're
laptop speakers, and they actually have a good sound. Plus, plus I can get them in 2 watts, and these sound cards or sound decoders are 2-watt sound decoders. So I don't like to go below that if I can help it.
Yeah.
Because you take a chance of blowing the amplifier on the decoder or the speaker or both. But yeah, this is what I've been working on the past several days, is getting this decaled and painted and everything. And if I see on what I see on the camera, it's funny, it looks more weathered in person than it does on camera. But I guess that's good.
Well, I think it's. I mean, I see sort of the rust on the lower part of the shell and stuff like that. So I think it is. I kind of like it that it's subtle.
Yeah, you don't want to. You can overdo it, and to the point where it looks like it's been sitting out in a field for 10 years instead of a well-worn locomotive.
Yeah.
So I'm going to. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my little camera clip.
I'll make you a little smaller so we don't make everybody sick.
Yeah. But right now, like I said, I'm putting the cab deflectors on, and I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to glue them on or actually drill the holes and put in the little hooks. So you can use the same hooks that you use for the engine hoist and drill them in there and make the cab deflectors work. But I don't know if I'm going to do that.
There you go.
They're
How's
tiny.
your layout going, Robert?
Well, I've got probably about 3/4 of the track laid now. So
Oh, that's a lot.
yeah, so it's I've got to buy some more. Micro Engineering has decided it's going to be a couple more months before they do any more number 6 turnouts. So
Ooh. I guess it's time to get into making your own turnouts.
well, I actually ordered some from somebody that custom makes them. So I've got 2 coming, but they're a little more expensive than if you ordered them from Micro Engineering. So.
They are, but then again, you can get them any way you want them.
That's right.
Do you want to share who you bought them for? Are they somebody that sells to everybody?
Yeah, they were on eBay, and I can't. I'd have to look it up because I can't remember off the top of my head who it is.
I will just share. I know Peter Lloyd Lee, who's MPeterLL on YouTube, and Bruce Giroux. Peter does HO and Bruce Giroux does N scale. Are 2 people that I know that sort of do it as a business. Although my understanding is Bruce says that he gets so many orders without actually promoting anything that he
Right.
he doesn't mention that he does it because
Well, if I can find it, I will.
I think options are always good. I do kind of wonder, like, I sort of dream about, my big layout one day, and I don't see myself using Kato Unitrack for it, just because I'm not a huge fan of the built-in roadbed.
Yeah, right.
But I also don't know that I'm gonna quite go to hand laid either. It's
It's a lot of work.
yeah.
You mean hand laid or flex track?
Hand laid.
Yeah,
I
flex track's
think,
a nice middle ground there.
yeah, that's what I think. I will definitely
Yeah.
use
Do you mean
flex track.
handmade turnouts and handmade track?
And then, of course, Scenic Express has some good ballast for N scale too. So
Yeah, I got Arizona rock mineral.
That's
I
who
got
I
a
just
bunch
ordered
of
on for
stuff.
the yard. Yeah.
I just got a bunch of other stuff. I really like it. I do.
do they sell in bulk though? I've never seen anything in bulk.
I don't know. I mean, you could probably just call them and ask them. They'll probably, sell you anything you want.
Yeah,
It
because
didn't seem terribly expensive to me.
What's expensive?
It did not seem terribly expensive
Oh.
to me.
No, not at all.
The Arizona one.
Yeah, like I said, I bought from Scenic Express because they are they do sell in bulk, and I know they do. I mean, Arizona Rock and Mineral maybe will also. So, just for your information on eBay, this guy's seller name is Wine WINE James JAME. And he's in Linwood, Washington. So
I am so curious. Yeah, I mean, they're
Are you in possession of the turnout yet? Like, do you have them?
no, I do not. So I'm kind of anxious to see him.
Yeah, I think YouTube's interesting because like we've met so many more modelers over this past year, but there are also still so many modelers in their basements and stuff that we still don't know. I think that's kind of interesting.
There's going to be hundreds of people out there that haven't got the internet or don't know YouTube, don't go on YouTube regularly.
Yeah. Yep. That's very true. Lackawanna wants to know if anybody had any snow.
I did.
Not me.
Not us.
Not me.
We got about 4 inches in Richmond, Virginia. Heath, I think that's the one that's up there visiting you guys now.
Yeah, I mean, I got a bunch of snow.
Yeah.
I don't know what snow is.
That's right, me either.
We don't get a lot
Also
of
like
over here.
75
White stuff
degrees
we
in
have
Arizona.
sand on the beaches.
Oh, that's right.
Speaking about not knowing what snow is, Z, did you straighten Vinny out?
I think so. I mean, if he hasn't messed up since then, yeah, I think we're good. You know, he wants to do so much. So the last thing I was over there for, yeah, we got him straightened out.
Yeah, I mean that's my problem too. Is I keep trying to do so much. I just don't have a
All of us.
computer powerful enough to do it.
Yeah, he needs a more for what he wants. He does need a little bit more power, but his setup is looking good.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's very
This is
excited.
going on like a Dairy Queen blizzard or something.
Heath, I think my setup's pretty much on par with yours. Like,
Yeah.
just you use 2 or 3 computers. I just use one.
I use 2 laptops because the one's just not powerful enough at all.
Yeah, I just use a desktop, but I built the desktop myself.
Yeah, that's my goal, is to eventually build a computer with, you know, all the income I make doing YouTube.
People get on that Patreon. We'll get Heath a new computer one of these days.
Well, we're here trying to get that computer paid for.
The problem is I keep buying
Modern railway
keep
stuff.
buying trains.
That's what I say, Heath. I'm sitting here, but on the train side, do you buy decoders for your engines, or do you buy more track? Do you really?
For me, I just need a controller. That would help.
I think that's so funny
I'm
that
telling myself I'm going to get through some of the kits and projects I've got lying around before I buy more, but I don't wait. I just buy more.
I have, you know, piles of projects that I need to get to, and yeah, same thing.
I don't think we're alone in that.
When I was in photography, they used to call it GAS, gear acquisition syndrome. Does someone have their YouTube on? I can kind of hear a little bit of an echo.
I have headphones in, so it can't be me.
Not us.
No.
I don't think I do, but I got a weird setup, so maybe something's echoing.
Why do you have a weird setup, Z?
Well, I got the Streamlabs OBS going through the StreamYards, and then
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So I finally got that
I have
going.
a-
So here, there. Let's see if that helps. I don't know. Does that help?
I don't know.
Oops.
I do find that, you know, I'm wearing just one in-ear monitor thing, and I find that definitely helps. You know, with any of that sort of feedback or anything.
Yeah, I have my headphones on. So.
Brian Page thinks I look like
You'll be
Walt
happy to
in
know.
Breaking Bad.
Heath, you'll be happy to know I tried to use my Bluetooth headphones, but they're sold. I forgot the pairing code for it.
You shouldn't need a code.
Well, they'll
No.
give you it'll
No,
give you
you
one.
shouldn't need a code.
It should give you one if you need one. Depends on what you're doing.
And
I'm
if it
thinking
does ask for
this-
one and it doesn't tell you what it is, it's normally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5 zeros.
Or 1111. Oh yeah, it's sometimes 000.
I've got a question. Has anyone got any experience on how they connect their control panel to their layout?
Are you talking about like you want some sort of connector method or some sort of?
I know how I'm going to do it. I'm just curious on how everybody else does it.
I just plug in the wire where they told me to.
Yeah, I mean, everything
works.
With NCE, you just basically, you plug in the wire. I solder it to the bus. Solder the other end of the bus, just like I do the feeders.
I'm talking about your control panel. Like, if obviously, I'm going to have 50 wires coming out of this control panel going to the layout. Because there's 3 wires per point motor. One to switch it one way, one
That's
to switch
why I
it
did
the other way,
DC.
and they're common.
Yeah, I would say that a lot of people probably just run a whole bunch of wires and probably have very little actual method to their madness.
Oh, right, okay. Well, if anybody wants to know, well, what I'm doing is I'm using.
I would love to know.
I'm using 25 pin LTP connectors.
That is a good idea.
And I'm going to put 3 of them in. That gives me 75 connections between the control panel and the layout.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this little thing that I built, because all my stuff is portable. So I made this connector out of Anderson power pole connectors, but this isn't, it's not just one connector mating to another. It's 8 connectors connecting to or actually 10 connectors connecting, individually into this.
Uh-huh.
But I did that with Anderson power pole connectors just because. Just because.
Just because.
No real
Just
good
'cause.
reason for it.
Just because.
So I think in trying
I just
to
found out another reason. I found out another reason why I don't organize and put stuff away. Because
Why?
now I can't find something.
No, you can't find anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost my whole herd of horses because I organized them.
DB Tech mentions Phoenix connectors, and I've used those in the past as well.
What are they?
Phoenix connectors? It's a multi-pin connector as well.
Alright.
I don't know that I've seen a 25-pin multi-pin connector. I was actually thinking, what would go well would be like a ribbon cable.
Well, I suppose that's sort of what this is really, because it's like a it says it's an LTP. I don't even know if it's a D sub cable, is what it's actually called.
D sub, yeah.
Yeah, the same as your VGA connector or anything like that. Just with 25.
Oh
pins in
yeah,
it.
they do make a D sub 25.
Yeah, and so then I bought 2. So I bought females for the connectors, and then I've just bought a male to male 2 meter cable. And I bought 3 of them, so I'll just plug those 3 in, 1, 2, 3, label them all up. Jobs are good.
Alright, well, I've gotten to the point where this dried too much and I didn't get enough done. So I'm gonna go wash my hands and come right back. So apparently you need to work a lot quicker than I was working.
Someone's got YouTube on in the background.
Yeah, I do hear it too. Guess I should really go through and figure out who it is.
It's probably me.
Let me see if it's me. Hang on. It's not. I know it.
Z, is it you? Did you just mute yourself?
I just turned something down. Am I mute?
No, you're not muted.
I muted myself for a minute.
Well, I've been muted the whole time, so.
No one was blaming you, Jason.
I thought we were supposed to blame him.
Yeah, exactly. They know better not to blame me because they're going to always blame you, Heath.
see what else I've got on for microphones. Probably got too many microphones on.
So Sparky wants to know. Yeah, I hear myself talking. Let's figure out who it is. Okay, it's not Z. Is it Steve? Let's see if it's Steve. Oh, now I don't hear it anymore.
Yeah, it's not me.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, but when I mute Steve, I don't hear it anymore. So we'll mute Steve again. Sparky wants to know what O-Scale channel promoted his Caboose video, because he says he's getting a lot of Caboose videos now.
Oh,
So jumping someone else's train says he's muted. Yeah. Brian Page is saying get the airbrush out. Unfortunately, I don't know why. I thought this was going to last longer than it did. I don't know.
What's that, Pete?
I thought painting, I thought trying to put this second layer of plaster on here was going to last a little longer. But it really didn't. And it really did not go as I planned. At all. And again, when does it ever go? When?
You're live, it never goes right.
I do actually think that is one interesting thing about our hobby, is that, you know, a lot of it is, a lot of it's just troubleshooting. You know, it's making a mistake and then going through and trying to figure out how to fix the mistake you just made.
Or repair the mistake you've just made.
Yeah, exactly.
Keith, you make mistakes?
Never.
You're the only one.
I got this cute little drill. I just don't know what I'm going to use it for.
Why should knowing what you're going to do with something have anything to do with,
Right. GAS, right?
you know, buying something? So.
Yeah.
Well, since now I've got half of this green, I figure I'll paint the other half this bright green too, just so it's, although that should be blue down there. I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do with this module yet. I have an idea that I was going to put like a little house or something over on this side up here, and then make like a little staircase that went down to the little pond down here.
Mhm.
Like a little old, you know, like some hermit guy living in the middle of nowhere built his little way to fish in his little pond.
So how does he get the fish in the pond?
They come in, there's a little culvert here, and they come down the mountain, I guess, somehow. I don't know. How do most people get fish in ponds? Somebody comes and delivers them.
So he's fishing for fish that you put there?
That he put there. Or maybe they're fish from like when the stork comes and the stork drops the baby fish.
Oh, you made me desolder that.
Keith, whatever became of that module you were working on with the road in it? That's the one you're working on now?
That's not the one I'm working on. That one's in my closet. I need to work on that one as well. This one's
How
just a
many
little
modules do you
smaller,
have?
so I have 8 modules, 4 corners and 4 middle ones. Tyler, I live in New York City, so I don't have a driveway. Chris, there are people that have done caboose videos with only one caboose. You don't need more than one caboose to do a caboose video. Let's see, who else? Somebody else said something. What did I miss? Oh, Roy Eltham wants to know, does he have gas? I'm scrolling eBay new listings as I watch this. Yeah, so I find myself doing that too. Like, I'll be watching somebody's channel and I'll see something that reminds me of, like, oh, I want to check that out. And then, like, 4 hours later, I find myself still scrolling through.
Listening to about 4 or 5 YouTubes later.
Yeah, exactly. Tim says he didn't. Tim said he didn't bother shoveling his driveway because he only has an inch of snow. I think Tim's just showing off now.
I didn't shovel mine because I have no reason to use my car to go anywhere.
I feel like the main, if I had a driveway, I don't, so, you know, but if I had a driveway, I would shovel it just because I wouldn't want it to freeze and then have to go shovel it later.
See, here in Virginia, they'll just melt in a couple days, so. Don't
Yeah,
matter.
well, up here, not so much. So.
Yeah.
Sparky, Sparky, Sparky.
See what happens, Heath, when you get rich from your YouTube videos? You get a house, you put heating ducts under the driveway so you can just melt the stuff.
Yeah.
No, you moved to Arizona.
Did you used to live somewhere besides Arizona, Z, that had
Yes.
had real seasons?
Well, not really. It was Seattle. All we had was rain.
Rain.
Sounds like
Rain.
Seattle has a couple seasons. There's the warm rainy season and the cold rainy season.
Mhm. That's right. It rains more there than it sunshines here.
It sounds like the UK.
Mhm.
Once again, I was thankful for that snowblower with 6 speeds. I don't know. I mean, the girlfriend wants to move somewhere warmer, so I imagine at some point that's probably where we'll go. I can't imagine not having all the seasons.
Well, we have them. You just have to drive to them.
Right. Yep.
A lot of people live where there's 4 seasons around here.
Heath, have you lived in NY all your life?
I grew up in Pennsylvania, outside of Philadelphia. And then I came up to New York for college. And I haven't been able to get out.
Ooh.
That's too expensive to go through the Lincoln Tunnel.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't afford it.
That's how they get. Once you're in, you're not getting out. That's how they get you.
What's actually
Yeah.
funny is the toll is only one way on the way out. You don't actually pay on the way in.
Oh, Hotel California.
It's just
Wait, is that
it's just
true
not-
or is it the other way around? No, I'm sorry. You pay on the way in, you don't pay on the way out. Is
Yes.
that what I said?
It's not what you said, but okay.
Yeah. So you can get out of the city for free, but you have to pay to get in. And I think they do that primarily because of gridlock. You used to pay in both directions. But then you're sort of holding up traffic as it tries to get out of the city, and it would back up in the city. So now you just pay when you try and get out. I mean, when you try and get in. See, I can't keep it straight.
So is this any better now, Heath?
Oh, what? What'd you say, Steve? I missed it.
I said, am I any better now?
Yes. What did you do differently?
I got set headphones on.
Ah, gotcha.
Just not my Bluetooth ones. So I'm tethered.
Yeah, I have. I mean, I don't know if you can kind of see, but there's this long cord here. I'm hardwired in. I just have a really long cord.
Yeah.
I'm hardwired in, but I don't have a very long cord.
You would think I wouldn't really need a very long cord because I am just sitting at my desk. I think next I really need to figure out whether I'm going to do trees or what I'm going to do on this upper part so that I know what to put for ground cover. A lot of cases I just figure it out as I go, which isn't always the best solution.
Whew.
But I definitely think the texture of the sponge definitely makes the ground look a bit more realistic than the down here. It's all like brush lines and stuff.
I think next time I do this, I'm gonna need to log in on a laptop and my phone so I can actually see what you guys are doing. An iPhone 6 feet away from me, I can't see anything.
Yeah, it's probably a little hard to tell what some of us are doing. Oh, I just realized Z's got her. You got your little jig. You got all kinds of tools there. You got your little Excel miter box. You got your 1, 2, 3.
Look at this. This is about the cutest thing I ever saw.
Yeah, yeah. I have
There.
Yeah, I have some little ones too that I got. That I really like. I guess you probably can't see mine because where am I? Oh, there I am.
Yeah, I can't see.
Man, I'm really curious what this little ball bearing. I really hope it didn't fall out of one of those Z locomotives.
Yeah, which one of your locomotives doesn't run anymore?
They all run now. Oh, you mean which? Well,
Yeah, you might want to try that again.
yeah. Before I boxed them up, they all ran. Yeah. It's kind of nice though. I mean, the Z-scale stuff. It takes me like 5 minutes to set up, and I can have a whole loop just right on my desk.
That's cool.
I've got my N scale going back and forth. My little trolley.
I used to do that exact thing. I had an N scale. My first train set was an N scale train set. And I used to put it up like before school, like set it up on the on the dining room table, and
Yep.
right before the bus came, I could box it all up, and Mom had the table back, and I was off to school, and come home and pull it out and have it all set up in 5 minutes again.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna go wash out some stuff real quick. If people want to entertain themselves, I'll be right back.
All right, he's gone. We can talk about it now.
What's there to talk about?
Talk about
Didn't he
heat.
have head-
Well,
Didn't he say he had a headset with
what's
a long
gone
cord?
what's gone wrong this week?
He's just listening.
He's waiting for us to talk about him.
Oh,
That's right.
He wants us to talk about it.
That's right.
I'm gonna need to figure out how to clean stuff while the stream's still going.
Tubbs.
So Sparky says there were a few O-scale entries today. Now he wants to put a smoke unit into a caboose.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I saw
And Joey
that.
is.
Yeah,
You know
those are
whose
cool.
video it was?
Damn, I don't.
Oh, apparently it was GFW's, maybe. Because Sparky
Yeah,
is
it was.
saying
It
that.
was.
Yeah, Sparky's saying that's the one he hates him now for showing that. Joey is suggesting a smoking campfire on the layout instead of a smoking caboose, I think.
I'm
I
going to
got
ask a really
smoking
newbie
chimney.
question. What does a caboose do?
What did a caboose used to do was carry some of the people that used to work the train. They don't use cabooses anymore because now everything is, monitored digitally and stuff.
The The conductor actually would
Carry
monitor.
the conductor and
Brakeman.
brakeman.
It would monitor the
You had
air
three-
pressure.
3 people in the caboose. You had your conductor, your rear brakeman, and a train man.
Which one made the coffee?
That would probably be the train man.
I think it's funny
The
that there
train
was
what,
actually an
Jason?
answer to that.
So is it the same as a brake van in the UK then?
Train man could do any job. Typically, you had 2 brakemen. You had one in the locomotive and then one in the caboose. And your trains were short enough that the brakemen could see each other. So, in order to brake the train, they would have to hop from car to car to car and, crank the handbrakes.
Wait a second. Literally, they would run on the tops of the cars?
Yes, back in
In the early days. Not
Container
not
Man
later
68
on.
says that cabooses are still being used today. Who's still using cabooses?
Norfolk Southern's got one around here they use as a buffer car on a branch line.
Yeah, shelving platform.
Yeah, once in a
But
while.
I mean, though, as a caboose, who's still using it?
It's always on the back of the train.
I think there was a short line I heard about was still using a caboose.
Yeah, I could see a short line. The Union Pacific and Pine Bluff, they use it on their local that goes out to the industrial park. It's an
Oh, I know.
old.
It was actually Steve that was talking about that on his video because he didn't have any cabooses. He just has the one, and he was talking about the short line up in his area.
Also, Oklahoma is apparently using a caboose to do switching ops. All
Yeah, it's a shelving
Chernobyl
platform.
cars have 2 cabooses. Reading and
Oh.
Northern uses 2 cabooses. They are a Class 2 railroad. Huh. Ontario North End. Hey, I learned something new today. Apparently, cabooses are still a thing.
Yeah, you just don't see it on the class 1s for long hauls. Arkansas Midland still uses the caboose too, which is a short line now owned by the G&W.
Thank you for that information.
Did we say what an equivalent would be?
In the UK, I'm guessing it's the same as a brake van.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Or guards van, I think you guys call them.
Yeah, guards van, brakes van, same thing.
Yeah, Tim is saying trains with the DoD uses the cabooses for the guards. P. Clark saying the same thing, a guards van. CSX uses one for the Parkersburg to Ravenswood turn. So it's just the class 1s that use the Freds on the longer runs then, I guess. I'm assuming that's what people are implying.
Well, I don't know of many class 1s that use cabooses at all, which like CSX does. But I know
I haven't seen a
KCF.
caboose on a train in 20 years.
Like I said, Union Pacific uses it on their Pine Bluff Industrial local.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the Northeast. I mean, there's no... I can't think of any cabooses around here that I've seen.
But it's one of those cabooses that have like the big platforms on both ends. So you know what's
Oh,
all-
transfer cabooses.
Yes.
I want to know if the plural for caboose is really caboose.
No.
Anthony had
This
that.
is from
Anthony Dodge has a master's in English, and he says it's cabooses.
But a goose is a geese. So why isn't a caboose a caboose?
But a moose,
The moose,
multiple moose.
Yeah, so Sparky's saying match the heritage locos with a caboose. I had some heritage locos and I have some cabooses in the same livery as the. Yeah, so that's. Yeah. Siri says it's caboses.
Caboose.
Cabooses or caboose. So the plural for caboose is caboose. That could be. Look at Graham actually got a bunch done. Look at all that.
I'll just zoom you out a bit. Hold on.
Yeah, welding kit already installed.
Here you go, Sparky. There's your match.
You want something to include a caboose and a goose. That's
So all
funny.
these center ones will be my negatives that go back to the, and then obviously either side of these switches will go to the either side of the NCE switch at decoder, and then I've got slightly different switches in the center for my double slips, just so I can differentiate between they're the double slips and these are the points.
Anthony Dodge says moose, goose, geese, caboose, cabooses.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, that clears it all up, right?
You gotta love English.
I'll go with the guy with the masters.
I just want to talk about more than one of this at any time.
John says used when shoving longer distance without a locomotive in the rear of the train. Safer for a conductor to be on the platform than hanging off a car. I could see that. Did they use cabooses with GG1s?
I would assume so on the freight.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
Passenger train, you didn't need them because the conductor would have his own room in a passenger car.
Oh, right. Yep. They're asking what Randall missed. So, has anyone seen is Tom gonna go live in 15 minutes?
He said he was going to be on tonight.
Awesome. So, if we got about 10 minutes left, does anyone want to share where they're at with their projects? I'll make you big, and you can point out some of your progress.
I'm just laying track.
Is that what you call what you're doing?
Well, now I'm cutting a piece because I got a piece of rail that's just a little too long.
Do you not have rail clippers?
No, they broke.
We're all watching you right now, Jason, so we're all cheering you on.
But I appreciate it. I could use every bit of it.
Steve
Don't
Steve
slip.
87th PSAP says a moose will fit in a caboose, but a goose won't fit in a moose.
Depends on how hungry the moose is.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you all what I did.
Jason, Sparky's recommending that you get a Dremel.
Yeah, I plan on it. I've actually got a Dremel.
Battery.
I feel like this is us watching Jason try and put decals on a boxcar again.
Don't y'all know me by now? I do everything that you're not supposed to do.
Well, I went
think
from
you
a
learned from
brown
that.
mess to a green mess, so I'm not so sure I got any farther today. And I've got a ball bearing that I have no idea where it came from.
But you are also part of Sidetrack Sunday, too.
Yeah.
Got it.
Randall says he uses the John Force analogy. I just call the old heaps. I don't get that one. I don't know who John Force is, though.
A drag racer.
Ah. Wait a second. This is just a little spur with a little bumper at the end, and you had to trim the track?
Yeah.
Rail artist Mike, see you later. Have a great night.
Because it's got a curve in it.
Sparky says, turn on the power and the track is lick and stick.
Hey, that sounds like a good time right there.
Alright, so instead of watching Jason, anyone got something to actually say?
Here, I'll show y'all this track.
Yeah, I'm done.
I don't know if you can see it.
Whose double crossover is that, John? Is that a Shinohara or is that
That's
Pico?
Shinohara. Yep. Code
Shinohara.
8306. So I just,
That's a nice
that
piece
rust
of
paint
color.
kind of dribbled onto the ties a little bit, so I'd been going around touching that up, and then I kind of blended all together with Bragdon Enterprises Black Soot.
From
Kinda comes
Caboose
together.
Industry Throws?
Those are, yeah, on those Shinoharas. So I don't have any, I don't have anything wired. It's just manual throws. It's sticking because I
Yeah.
just painted it, but yeah. Just manual. Keep it simple.
So you do have the wires that go through underneath those so that you can power signals and stuff?
I don't have any signals. I don't have any automatic ground throws or anything. It's all just manual.
Nice.
I do have a lot of wires though.
That's not a lot. You should see the bottom of one of my modules.
Well, hang on. I can't really see what's on the screen, so I gotta move around under here.
Oh, there we go. Now I see the
Yeah, there they are.
reference.
That's the part I haven't fixed yet.
Pete
Yeah.
wants to see can you show a wider view of the whole yard?
Yeah, sure. How's that?
That didn't sound like a thing.
Is it a double-ended yard?
Some of the tracks are. So this is the main
Wow.
right here. These are the arrival departure tracks. I don't know if y'all can see that. Caboose track, and I got 7 classification tracks starting here, working their way down this ladder. The first 2, if I come all the way down to the other end, are double-ended, and the rest are
Ah,
not.
there you are.
I
Yeah.
don't know if y'all. It's hard to do this. Not sure what. There we go. Yeah. So some of them are stub,
Nice.
and then industries all across the back. And then over here on the other end, looking the other way from the diamond, is 3 engine servicing tracks. The drill track, and then the main goes off that way.
What is that on the table there? It looks like a monitor or something?
That's a laptop. I
Ah.
didn't set it up.
Gotcha. So Steve, were you saying you wanted to share with us what you've been working on?
Sure. I got CMR products welding kit. All you can see it kind of flashing there.
Oh yeah, I see it now in the background.
Yeah, and
Oh,
put new
other guy.
new windows in the top as well.
Oh, it's pretty cool. And you said that's the CMR Products one.
Yeah, $5, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Wow.
I also got.
Let's see.
I actually bought 3 of these and 3 blinking red lights.
So Graham, how far did you get? How many more days of work do you think that's going to take you?
Well, this I'll probably have this finished tomorrow. It won't take long. I'm waiting. To be honest, the main thing I'm waiting for is those connectors. I ordered them 2 days ago, so I'm just waiting for them to come through in the post.
Nice. Yep.
But if you want to see some wiring,
Oh, sorry. Were you gonna show us the wiring?
oh, it's the wrong way around. Let's just give us 1 second.
Okay, everyone, turn on your head. Oh, there we go. Oh, so you've got your layout upside down. You're doing all the
Aye.
wiring right side up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it just makes things a lot easier. I'm not sure if you can see just behind my chair there in the corner. Oh, that piece that's 2 seconds.
That's smart to work on it in that orientation. Do I have to mute Steve again?
Yeah, mute them.
No, that was me.
I just did.
I pulled,
Stop.
no, I pulled my headphones. I pulled my headphones out, so it all started going through the computer.
So Marty, how's your progress going?
Actually, got them all built without breaking any of the uprights.
Looking good?
Sorry about that. Some little bit of weathering there. The tops were painted just a flat gray, so I used the white to kind of. The tops are kind of like in a V, so I did a streak down the middle, and then kind of brushed side to side as the rain would kind of come funnel down toward the center.
Yep.
That's where I did a little bit of the rust from water collecting and sitting there. So I got the remaining 6 platforms finished up for the passenger station here. It's another, it's a Wathers kit. So a little bit of detail, and sorry about the lighting here. Kind of
That's
have
a
to
pretty
be a
cool
little
little
bit better.
modern station.
Got to be a little better prepared next time, but try to get some better lighting in here. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. So now I can kind of work on that, the rest of the scene, get it on my layout, and get it planted. But
Awesome.
yeah, got them all done. Thanks a lot.
Cool. Good thing. Mr. Crow,
I'm here. So,
get any? Did you get
I
any?
did.
Did you decide
this-
which way you're going with the grab bars?
yeah, I just glued them in. I don't know how well you can see that. This camera's not great, but so there's the vent windows right there. So you can see on either side of the cab window. I got them done on both sides, so painted and done on both sides. So that this is why I'm glad I don't have N scale, because there ain't no way I could have done that in N scale.
If you want, I got some Z-scale locomotives you can
No,
work on
that's
for
okay.
me.
I'm not sure you'll be able to see it in N scale anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
but I don't know how well you can see those on there. This camera's not the greatest, so. But anyway, they're right there on either side of the cab window.
We get the idea, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So Z, how far did you get on your horses?
Well, I got my little scene there. So
Did you just build that mountain during this?
no, I had it. I've been building it, and I wanted it to dry so I could paint it, but it's
Yeah.
still wet. So I carved on it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it's got some drying cracks. That's fine. And I started putting the siding on my little building. Some little saloon or whatever.
Yep. Well, thank you all for coming. Did I miss anybody that wanted to say any final words? I'm gonna take Steve's silence as a no. He probably doesn't realize that I muted him.
Muted
but,
him.
You know, still gonna take his silence as a.
He put his headphones back in, so he's good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve.
appreciate
was
it.
Great.
Oh, I just tried to share whatever Steve popped up, but it's not coming up.
Yeah, thanks for doing this. This was a lot more fun to work on something mundane like this, listening to y'all chit chatting with you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
I'm
Thanks for
definitely
letting
going
me
to
come
try and keep doing this. I think it's a good way to get together and share the hobby and see the different techniques people are using for different things and maybe steal some ideas for our own layouts. Sparky did just post Tom's link in the chat, so everyone, appreciate everyone being here. I'm gonna jump off in a second and boot everyone out of here and go head over to Tom's, and I'll see everybody over there in a little bit. So
See you there.
thank you all
See
for
you there.
coming.
Good night.
Yeah.
Thanks.
See ya.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Steve.
Steve.
All right. See y'all.
Have a good one.
Cheers. Bye bye.